Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. It's your boy Ralph, aka Mr. Indeed.
And you already know it's your boy Antoine, aka Mr. Parker. We here. Boy, I done changed my name so many times.
I promise.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back. But matter of fact, keep it in here, bro. Y'all know like we know. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And we promise to always
keep it real, raw, and relevant. Welcome to today's episode of the Rated R Podcast.
Yeah. They see it.
I just want to say, I'm not rude. I want everybody to know that I'm not rude.
Yeah. We'll talk about that after. They're gonna see if your shirt true after today.
Gotta know that.
But look, we're jumping straight into it. Y'all know we got to talk about the obvious. Congratulations to Shador for getting drafted. Neither one of us, I can speak for both of us, neither one of us agree with him being passed up in the first round, let alone second, third, and fourth. So, but shout outs to him for getting there. I say it for myself. I don't. If they call themselves trying to humble a young man who has put his hard sweat, blood, and tears into a game and know his worth and know how hard he's worked to get there, if they're trying to humble him because of his cockiness for the effort that he put in, then I feel like that's totally wrong. If they're trying to humble him for his dad, I still feel the same way. It has nothing to do with him. So, and then on top of that, if they are humbling him, then they're going to continue to do it in the league, which is going to prove the point that we don't care about talent. We just care about putting in words in their place. But that's neither here nor there, as my boy Rob would say. Shout out to Rob. That's neither here nor there. I just had to make sure I say that. Bro, what's your thoughts on this, Shador?
Red, I ain't gonna lie. I was okay until you start talking about it and bringing it back up. And I instantly got annoyed again, right? Because I've been thinking about it. And what I've realized is I get it. Everybody trying to say you're not bigger than the league, this, that, and the third. Red, everybody talking about next year's draft class, right?
Right.
Now, my question is, and this is me putting you on the spot. I want you to name me another quarterback not named Archie Manning.
For next year?
Yeah.
Who? Wait, there's the one who was starting over Archie Manning. Did he get drafted?
Yes.
Yes, he
like
did.
the seventh round.
He did.
Yes.
Yes, he did get drafted.
Yes.
I'm trying to think off the head who I think is going to be a pretty good quarterback. Off the head. I'm hoping, first off, I'm going to keep it real. Name-wise, you already see I'm brainstorming. So, obviously, nobody's going to have an answer to answer you. But I do feel like, old boy, for Colorado, should be good. Obviously, he won't be in the draft next year, but you get my point. He should have a good year.
The one that they brought in from Liberty, you know, who led Liberty to that undefeated season not too long ago, he probably going to be the starter. So he'll probably.
So it's not going to be the 5-star. The 5-star, look.
I doubt it. Now he did start the black and gold game, but I don't know if he's ready yet. Personally, I do think he can make all the throws and stuff, but I don't know if he's ready yet. I'm gonna tell you a name that you forgot.
Go.
Carson Beck.
No, I didn't. I was just about to say the boy from Georgia. I was just about to say it.
But he ain't at Georgia, Red. He in Miami now.
He left Georgia.
Yes.
Yes, that's where I was going with. I was going to say whoever was at Georgia, yes. And off top, and you already know, first off, old boy from Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
He should be top pick next year. But
here's the thing, though, Red. Can we honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that next year quarterback class is going to be better than this one?
You You want Antoine answer, or you want the
No.
world answer?
I want you to tell me. I'm hey, my co-host ain't the world. I want my co-host answer.
Bet. So can we say that we know next year class is gonna be better? That's what you're asking me?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You wanna know why?
Why?
But
Okay.
let's move on. Let's move on. Because that's not what this show is about. And I'm not that type of person. But facts are facts. Let's move on.
Look,
You know I gotta bring
Red,
up the fact. Go ahead.
hold on. To go back to my point, I thought it was very disrespectful that Shador went in the 5th round.
Absolutely.
I personally, this is what upset me, right? Cam Ward went to Miami and showed out, right?
Correct.
The year before, where was Cam Ward at?
No clue.
It ain't a lot of people who do. But he was in he was in the Pac-12. What was the Pac-12 then? If I'm not mistaken, he was at was it Washington State or was it Oregon State? He was at one of the two. And they had a terrible season. Their season wasn't good at all. Neither was Shador, but Shador had better numbers than him last year. Truth be told,
Oh,
Shador
my
had
bad.
better numbers than him this year.
Let me give you your facts for you. He played college football for the Incarnate Word Cardinals. Wow. And then went to Washington State Cougars.
Yep.
And then the
Yep.
Hurricanes.
Yep.
All right, keep going. My bad. I just had to help you out because you asked. Go ahead.
Yep. I knew it was either Washington or Oregon State. I knew it was one of the two. And I think that's my problem, bro. Like, we sit here and we scrutinize Shador. We said, hey, he at HBCU. He can't do this same thing. He go to Colorado and absolutely shock the world. The first game as a D1 quarterback against TCU and run up the score. Right? Granted,
Yep.
he didn't have a rest of a good year, but his numbers was always there. Then he came back again.
No. Corrected. The team didn't have the rest of a good year because, like you said,
Right.
his numbers was there. Go ahead.
Right. Then on top of it, nobody expected Colorado to go 9-4. Red. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody expected, and I can say this from me and you.
You did.
Well, of course, I did. But me and you had this conversation, and you was like, I really expect them to get 5 or 6. I was like, nah, cuz I said the defense is going to be better than what it was last year. The offensive line is going to be a little better. They're going to protect Shador a little bit more. But let's be honest, bro. Shador was running for his life all last year and the year before. Like, Shador was running for his life at Jackson State. Like, it ain't this ain't something that's been happening. This something that's been happening because we can't make it seem like
right.
Shador has shown us time and time again who he was. Dylan Gabriel was at Oklahoma before he went to Oregon. What did he do at Oklahoma? He beat Texas. Whooped it do.
He traded.
What else did he do? And so, like, the disrespect for Shador, Dion, Osaki, Shiloh, and man, shout out to Shiloh because Shiloh is the big brother that everybody want, bro. The only thing that Shiloh was concerned about was his little brother. That is it. He didn't care about getting drafted. He didn't care about none of that. The man was hands down the funniest person this whole weekend because the man said, bro, if they doing you like this, I don't have a chance. So shout out to Shador.
I love that.
He
and
in
then
the division with your Saints.
The boys start dancing together.
Yeah. He in the division with your Saints. And you know, shout out to your Saints because they didn't pick Shador. They picked.
Did you say shout out to my Saints? Shout out normally.
Y'all got a quarterback.
Yeah, you can't even name him.
Who? Tyler.
What's his name?
Tyler Shope.
What's the quarterback name? Tyler what?
Tyler Shope.
Well, we had a better chance of getting Tyler Hands, bro. But go ahead.
Hey man, you like all the rest of the.
I'd take Tyler Hero. I'd take Tyler Hero right now.
Hey man,
what other Tyler do I know?
Let's keep it going, man. I do not want to get you started on your Saints because you already said if it ain't a 56
hey,
jersey,
really quick for the Saints
about.
Fans. Hey, I had to tell 56 himself, no disrespect. I'm not a Saints fan. I am a Yo fan. After what I saw, I cannot support it, bro. Not only were we are already fighting in the worst division to make the playoffs, then the draft come, we got the worst grade out of the draft. So basically, y'all let me know, y'all are fine where we are. Like I ain't never in my life seen that. And then I don't care. I don't want nobody talking about when y'all start winning. I bet you ain't gonna say that. Use a lie. I'm gonna feel the same way because I seen where we put our effort. We didn't try. So if we get lucky this year, I'm grateful. But I'm standing 10 toes down on that draft. That C+, C- we got was spot on. Everybody in there that was sitting in them chairs hugging and clapping, fire. Fire.
Hey, speaking of hugging and clapping, I'm gonna go a little off script here. For all them people who gave Sinners a 10 out of 10, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What Bubba W said? No.
Bro, no. Sinners was not a 10 out of 10. It was not a 10 out of 10.
We already all sports. Let's get on.
It was good. Go ahead. It was good, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10, bro. Like,
bro,
it had some dynamic scenes. Shout out to B. Jordan because he had some amazing acting as the twins. So Michael B. Jordan did outstanding. The guy who played Sammy, right? I was a little low, but then I was talking to Shavonda, and she was like, well, this is his first movie. And he grew up like singing gospel and stuff like that. And so for this to be his first movie, bro, outstanding. Shout out to Sammy. He was outstanding. Shout out to Josh Allen's wife. Shout out to Josh Allen's fiance. She was outstanding. And then who else we got? But a 10 out of 10? Nah, I gave it, after we discussed it, Red, I think I gave it a 8 or an 8.5 out of 10.
Better than me. I gave it a 7.5. Now, I know you're ready for this. First off, I'm going to let it be known. I feel the same way about music, especially you K-Dot fans. This is why I don't like y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Anytime you got to break down a song for me, clearly lets me know it wasn't that. That's what I'm saying. It's no, bro, you're not smart enough. That's not the no. And I feel the same way about sinners. If you got to break down the people in the Bible that it was referring to and just deepness of, matter of fact, I got to go back and look at the interview with the producer. Let me hear what he really was trying to do, because I promise you, y'all will take something and make it way bigger than what it ever was. That man ain't thought about no names in the Bible. That man ain't said this supposed to be in grief and that's supposed to. He ain't did none of that. None of that. So anytime you got to break it down and add more to it, lets me know it ain't what you thought it was in the beginning. So let me help y'all see where it could have been better. Trash. Now, it wasn't trash, but you know what I mean by that. 7.5. I love the plot. I love the actors. The comedy in there was top tier. I ain't gonna lie. It definitely gave me some Django Friday type of feels. Like, absolutely top tier. I love it. I I already gave credit to Michael B. Them. Even what you call a girlfriend. And I love the fact that no offense to a beautiful woman, but I love the fact that they didn't try to go find the prettiest woman in the world to play that part. They let it look normal, and I love that. I love that. What I don't like, let's talk about what we don't like. We spoke about the thing. Let's talk about what we don't like. And I hate that matter of fact, Sinners is the top discussion because what? Because people are trying to defend it. Simple as that. That's why it's top. So no different than how I felt about why is Bronny James all we talking about when all these people got drafted. No different than Shador now. Shador got drafted 5th round. We're going to talk about the number 1 pick. We're going to talk about that 2nd round pick that the Saints picked. And we're going to talk about Shador and Shiloh. Like, forget who else got drafted. Man, shout out to all them other people who got drafted. Dart from Mississippi who got drafted, which I don't agree with. All them guys from Ole Miss who got drafted. I had to make sure I throw that in there. Who got drafted. But shout out to all of them. So, now we're back to this. What I didn't like about the movie. I like that he left a bunch of questions, but I don't like that you really can't answer them questions. And that doesn't make it a great movie. That makes it I feel like you messed up. And instead of you not putting real thought into that, and I noticed it's, well, it could have meant this. No. I don't need no confusing movie. I want a good movie where I know it's going to be a part 2 that's going to answer these questions because we don't have a clue what's going to happen next. The fight scene at the end, the gun scene, super duper trash. Super duper trash. That is not the Terminator. That is not the Punisher. That ain't even the boy from Transporter. That ain't none of that. That boy was in the woods with the best cover. They had no clue where he was shooting from. And he decided to get up. Not run. Not hide. He just stood up with a whole rifle. We talking about a sniper rifle now. And start shooting folks till they ran out of ammo.
Red, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about that. And people who don't shoot guns and stuff like that don't really know how heavy them guns are. Like, them guns are not light.
And we talking back in the day. Like, none of the stuff we got nowadays. We talking back in the day. Honestly, I really felt like he should have been putting powder in that thing, shooting that gun. If we talking back then, but we're not gonna go that far.
With the little stick that you throw up in there.
We're not gonna go that far. But I mean, I don't know what they really had because I'm thinking about the Western days. They was they ain't do none of that. And with the Indians, he ain't do nothing. But that's not
that boy had a
he had that man.
What's his name?
Yeah, he had that man. So not only do he shoot, not only that, then he walk out there as they shooting back. Again, they ain't shooting no. What's my movie? Harlem Night.
Yeah.
They ain't shooting none of that. They shooting them things back at him.
Yeah.
That man ain't pulling no Matrix, no nothing. He just so basically they can't shoot, or you just Superman, one of the two. And after all that, you bend down, you pick up from your other hidden spot. They still ain't hit you. You stand up and proceed to keep shooting. You ain't hid behind nothing. You walking towards the vehicles. And they ain't shot you yet. And the one time you get shot is the most absurd thing ever. The man on the back of the truck as it's pulling off. So the folks standing still while you standing still shooting at you ain't got no aim. But the nigga on the back, the guy on the back of the truck, I'm talking about the man full speed taking off. That's the one that got you. That's the one that was accurate.
So Red, let's put into context, right? What I would have liked to see happen there. I got the concept of it because the vampires told him that they was always planning to kill them regardless. The plan was to let
Right.
them get comfortable, come back the next morning, shoot it up, and kill them. The problem is it was a great scene where it should have been a great scene of him sniping everybody
Yeah. Yes.
from the forest that he was in. Because even if they could have figured out what direction he coming from, he's on the ground. The likelihood of him getting hit there on the ground, covered up, is slim to none. Then I would have liked it if the dude who sold him the building, he would have they would have allowed him to come. Like, now that he shot everybody, he come, and all of a sudden the dude roll over and he shoot him in the stomach.
Right.
But that's all the energy he got. And so the gun fall after that. And now he still got this big what looked like a Tommy gun, if we're being honest. Now he still got this Tommy gun where, you know, he lit him up at the end of the movie. To me, that would have been more theatric. I would have liked it. It would have been more believable than just letting him run into rapid gunfire. Yeah, like, I understood it, but it was like, come on, guys, at least be realistic.
But see, well, what you're saying, it really could have ended with the boy getting off a sneak shot, like you said. And as he shot him, Smoke or Stack, which I think it was Smoke, goes down. Mm-hmm. And the white man gets up talking that cash money. Like, I told you I was going to get you N-words. And from that point, Smoke gets the final say by killing him. But Smoke has already been shot, so he still gets to go out. I'm with you. Anything like that would have made a little more sense. I love the ending of the movie. I love the fact that they kind of put two and two together. I don't, like I was telling y'all earlier, it's a lot of things we don't matter of fact, we can get into it. It's a lot of things we don't understand, like you said, like I expressed, how they all can feel his pain, and they all was out there with him to get Sammy, but Mary had the courage to take off running, to get away. Like, why did you decide to get away? And I gave my reason. It had to be Stack being released by Smoke and running off and taking Mary with him. That's the only way that makes sense, but they didn't show no more feet. They just showed Mary feet running. But Stack might have been in front of her already. Who knows? Who knows? We and that could be part of the next movie or whatever the case may be. But that's why I say some things just don't make sense. And I feel like we as people, we want to, because I'm gonna keep it real, because it's a black movie. We wanted to succeed so bad, which is a good movie, but it's not what y'all are trying to make it. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not a I got to go see it 3-4 times type of movie. It's a good movie. Congratulations. I'm proud that it did well. But if we're gonna be realistic about it, it's some holes that should have been filled. And it's not I don't see a part two. I don't see a reason for a part two. They showed Sonny old. So unless you finna go back on Sonny playing in this show or playing in the blues and stuff you was doing out, still makes no sense, because the whole message was to get Sonny. At the end of the day, that was the whole message. We got to get Sonny. So nothing you really can bring back will make sense other than the fact I just want to go see Sinners 2. That's the only thing that makes sense.
And I just want to preface this by saying, and shout out to my boy Mama, because no lie, you and Myron probably the two biggest movie critics I've ever talked to or ever known. Y'all are y'all are brutal when it comes to critiquing movies. And so I kind of get why everybody else feel this way. If you feel 7.5, your 7.5 is probably equivalent to someone else's 9 or 10, because you and Myra judge movies so harshly. And it's kind of because I've learned to watch movies through a deeper lens. And it's like, okay, so I got to make movies seem more realistic than what they are. But again, shout out to you and Myra. Y'all the boy, Rotten Tomatoes missing their blessing by not having y'all on there. I ain't lying.
Boy, Rotten Tomato fired me off rip. So you just ain't gonna give no movie good. I'm gonna just keep it real. It's not good.
Hey,
but go ahead.
Red, let me tell you something. So I'm feeling good today, right? And
Okay.
I took my test today. I passed my next class.
Shout out to my guy.
That's very exciting. And so, you know, I walked downstairs and I had been procrastinating with this test. I ain't gonna lie, because with my new work schedule and stuff like that, bro, I've been so busy. Then get home late trying to go to sleep and wake back up, and it's rough. But I passed my test, and here go Shavonda. Well, you know, I've been telling you, you need to go ahead and take your test. And I'm like, all right, Linda Faye. And Linda Faye is my mama name. So I'm like, all right, mama, whatever. And so I go downstairs and I say, hey, you them kids, mama. You ain't my mama. You know, and we laugh and we play, and this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what? I said, me and my boy were just talking about this earlier. I said, because it's amazing how y'all women can tell us what to do when y'all want to tell us what to do. But when stuff not going right and we ask you what's wrong, it's nothing. Oh, ain't nothing wrong. Everything good. Nothing. Don't even worry about it. Like, and granted, I promise you, this is not us, because we've grown so much easily in the last couple months. I think that we've grown to a whole different level. But like, it just amazes me how like it came out so easily for her to be like, hey, when you gonna take your test? When you gonna take your test? And I'm like, but when you ain't in the best mood and I ask you what's wrong, you say nothing. Why you can't keep that same energy? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Red?
Definitely feel you. So I'm glad you said that, because I got a TikTok. D.
It's been a while since I started a fight with my husband. And I think he kind of deserves it, because last night I was like super tired from work because I stayed at work late. And then I came home and I was like, man, I'm super tired. I think I'm just going to go to sleep. But then I was like, you know what? Let me hang out. Let me come snuggle up on the couch with my mood thing, right? Oh, I thought you were so tired. I thought you were going to sleep. Bet, bitch. So I went to sleep. So now today I'm feeling some kind of way, like, oh, you don't want to hang out with me or whatever. So we're going to go out to happy hour and stuff. And I think I'm going to start a fight. I think I'm going to start some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you want something, you should explain it. Can you snuggle me? And I've been okay.
Why do I have to ask you for a snuggle?
Because I'm not a fucking mind reader.
Just snuggle me. Always.
Well, if you would have just said something, then you would have got what you wanted. And you wouldn't have been up there pouting. Now, would you have?
Well, if you
want your needs met, then just let me know. I'm not a mind reader.
You should just
shit.
know.
Yeah, did logic get you?
No, you should know. Yes, I understand communicating my needs. And so the need that I am communicating to you now is that I want you to know that you should me all of the
Boom. So look, off the TikTok, I liked it because ET was talking and he was basically saying that in our wife's defense, in your case especially, that we as men get so aggravated when a woman talks to us like that or continue to repeat themselves, and we instantly be like, why are you talking to me like you are our mom? And we feel like we've outgrown those days of being talked to like that. But in reality, we never take the time to appreciate that, hey, you cared enough to continue to remind me. You cared enough to make sure I didn't drop the ball. And it's not that you just cared, it's the fact that they recognize we done dropped the ball before. Like, yeah, it's when you're gonna take your test, but nigga, you could have took your test 2 days ago. You telling me why, but you really could have took your test already. And we don't take into consideration that it's not they're trying to be our mama, which it sounds like, and they laugh about it like my wife, because she'll say something like, ooh, I got 4 kids, not 3. And I'm like, who your fourth? You. So you know, we crack jokes.
Hey, bro, listen. I promise you, that's funny, right? Because we go to the store and like I'm like a kid in a candy store anytime I go to the store, bro. I just find something I need, like for no reason
Yes,
at
yeah.
all. And
We
I'll
like
go
little
pick up
kids,
something.
bro.
She'd be like, you just like the kids when you come in the store. I'm like, hey, don't compare
Yeah.
me to none of your kids. But from her perspective, cause I mean, I really can see why she feel like that. Cause every time we go in the store, he go renting. Hey, mom, you know I needed this or I
Yeah.
needed that. So
Yeah.
hey, I'm going in the store the same way. Like, hey, you
Hey,
know what? I didn't know I needed
what's
this.
really crazy is they are really no different. We're more used to saying, you know, hey, get whatever you need.
Yeah,
And it don't bother us when they be like, oh, look at this. But when we done ran off, come back, we like it like you said, just like a little kid. Like, bro, we came in here for hamburgers and hamburger buns, and now we got Kool-Aid, chips, and cookies.
yeah.
Little kid stuff.
Hey, bro, and don't let me see a deal where some I can spend.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Some is $3, but I can get 2 for $5. Oh,
yeah,
I'm 2 for $5 every day.
yeah. I tell my wife all the time, it's a steal, not a deal. It's a steal, not
Yeah,
a deal.
yeah, yeah. And she'll tell me, bro, no lie. Before we move on, let me tell you about this. So I was in the mall, and you know how the people with the cologne. First of all, I love cologne. And so, you know, they be having the little booths in the mall, and they like, yeah, you know, you can get this one, or you can get this
Two for
second one.
60. Yeah, 2 for 60.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so I'm
yeah,
like, shit, I might as well,
yeah,
hey, I might as
yeah.
well. So
1 for 40 or
around,
2 for 60. Yeah,
bro, I mess around and buy it, bro. I come to the house, great mood, bro. Like, yeah, I just got a deal.
yeah.
She look at me and she pull up her phone and she say, I mean, I could have got you both of them for $25. And I'm like, bro, I ain't even asked you for all that. Like,
You
just
right.
let me enjoy
Let
my
me
deal,
win.
bro.
Yeah, I won. I didn't ask you how you won today. I won. I won because I could have paid $80, but I
Yeah,
paid 60. I don't care that you could have got it for 40. I won already.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But you're gonna be like,
hey,
nah, you didn't win because you could have
you ain't
still had
lying.
an extra $35. Well, golly, man, I'm gonna take you back. How about that?
Yeah. But I go back to say, off of what you were saying, and I like to put it all together. I think, because me and my wife were discussing it as well. I think when it comes to a person's feelings, things change. Your reactions change, your expectations change, and your responses change. So, like, she can remind you 15 times to take your test. But if she tell you one time, I don't like the way you do that, and you don't change it because it involved her feelings and something she didn't like, she ain't telling you no more. So
Yeah,
I'm aggravated every time you continue to do it. And then so for example, I'm gonna just give a small example. Ralph, when you come in the house, I don't like that you take your shoes off at the door and leave them at the door. Cool. So now when I come in the house, I take them off in the room and leave them in the room. Now I done made a change, but your expectation was take them shoes off and put them up. But you
yeah,
didn't say
yeah,
that. You didn't say that. And I'm just giving an example. You didn't say that.
yeah, yeah,
What you said was this is what you don't like. So you're not gonna appreciate the fact that I leave them in the room now instead of in the front. You're gonna be mad that I didn't do it the way you wanted me to do it that you never said. So me and my wife were just talking. She was just like, it's not that I want you to read my mind. It's I feel like you didn't take heed to it, or you didn't care enough the first time I said it. I said, or I didn't do it the way you would have done it. So now you foreseeing as I didn't care, or I'm not taking heed to it. And that's not just wives thing. That's us too. That's people in general. I know I'm big on it. If I tell you, hey, this is what I don't like, in my mind, I have already constructed how to fix it. But I'm not going to say, Because at the same time, it's really a slap in the face too. Because you want a person to think for themselves, but you expect the person to know you as well, and you expect that person to respond in that way. But at the same time, like I tell my wife, we don't think alike, and that's a great thing that we don't think alike. But when it comes to things you want to change or your feelings, you automatically get mad when you don't think like me.
Bruh, nothing is funnier than you can tell, and granted, it's funny to me, but it probably ain't funny to you. But you can tell when you get like that, because the moment somebody correct you, you like, well, cuz you know what I meant, what I was saying the whole time. You
Facts.
golly.
Facts. I just sent Myron a message the other day. I said, bro, matter of fact, you keep going because I want you to hear what I really said. Because I had to send him a whole TikTok. Since we already gave Myron a shout out. Let me get back on him too. Go ahead. Keep going.
It's just funny because I can see it. Because I know how you respond to things. But while you bringing it up, let me tell you something that kind of changed everything for me. Shout out to Pastor Conway Edwards from One Community. He said something that stuck with me, Red, and I promise you, it has changed me totally. He was preaching and he said the problem with relationships is it's reciprocal based. And relationships are supposed to be a battle of who can serve who best, who can serve who most.
You sent me that, didn't you?
Yes. And it's because, Red, in relationships, people think, and I was telling Shavonna, like, this is why I get so mad about some of the stuff that women and men post on Facebook, because everything is about the way someone else is treating you or the way someone else is doing things. But it's all based on being reciprocal. Like, I match energy with energy. If you do this, I do this. If I do this, you do this. When in reality, because relationships are supposed to be acts of service. Really and truly, everybody's love language is different, but acts of service is supposed to be everybody's love language, if we being honest, especially when it comes to the biblical nature, because it's supposed to be, my job is to serve you the best way I can. And all I want to do is serve you. And if people thought that way more, I promise you relationships would be a lot easier, because you're not thinking about what nobody else is doing that's affecting you. But in reality, you just serving your significant other.
Facts. I wasn't trying to play in the background. And you know what that makes me think of? When they say do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. Mm-hmm. I don't think people really think about what that means so many different things. But in what you were just saying, that doesn't make it a competition of I can do more than you. But if I treat you great, then obviously I'm expecting to be treated great as well.
Right.
So if I can give you my all, you give me your all, shouldn't be a problem. I love the way you just put that. I love the way you put that. Oh, and the message I was saying, because I gotta say it. So the message says, I hate when people can't read past typos, acting like you're so confused when you can just use the context clues and move on. Myron is the biggest problem I have, bro. I can text that man and say, let's just say we playing cards at 12, and I accidentally text him and say, hey bro, you said hey bro, we playing at 11. He would text back, you mean 12? Bro, you knew that's what I meant already. Or the ones that'll read the message and it got a few typos and they'll call you and be like, bro, I really couldn't. Bro, you knew exactly what I was saying. You just called me to be a butthole. That's mine. I could say, bro, simple as I could say, hey, bro, I went to JCPenney's yesterday. You said you went to JCPenney. Bro, I know what I said. Don't correct me, bro. You knew what I said. You knew what I meant. Let's keep going.
Bro,
but yeah, you're right. I am terrible. You're right.
Boy, that is Shavonna all day long.
I
Like,
hate it.
and she training the girls to be the same way. So
Ooh.
if I say something like, yeah, me and Red finna get on the podcast, they'll be like, Red and I. And I'll be like, I mean, that's what I said. They was like, nah, you said me and Red. The correct way is Red and I. And I'd be like, man, whatever. But yes, bro, I promise you, like, Shavonda is the same way with typos. If I send a message, she'll text me back and be like, what? And then I correct it. She'll be like, "Oh," I'll be like, "Come on, man, you're
not that smart to where you can't understand simple stuff no more, bro. Like,
bro, I
killed
promise
me
you,
with that.
bro. I promise you, like that.
My
is
wife
what
would
it
tell
is.
me, or don't let me fool around and correct her on something. Now okay, but you would have a fit if I would have. Oh my god, bro. It's a little situation, bro.
Hey, but it's a little situation for you anyway, because you don't like to be corrected anyway. So it's funny. I promise you, we'll be on the phone having a group discussion. I'll be like, Red, but that ain't, you ain't just, cuz I know what I said, cuz you know what I meant. I don't know why you just sat here talking about what I said. You know what I meant. Like,
but I'm gonna tell you why though.
You said.
I'm gonna tell you why though. It's a few problems in that. One, my memory is terrible. You already know that.
Absolutely.
My memory, and for the people who have that problem, and memory is terrible. So all I'm asking, I don't care that you correct me. Correct me when I'm done. Don't correct me in the middle. And now it's gonna throw me off because now I gotta tell you, you knew what I was trying to say. Now I forgot what else I was finna say because you just interrupted me just to be a butthole. Like you ain't gotta show me you knew.
Bro, the funny part is when you be annoyed and you be like, you know what? I'll wait. I be like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, I'm telling you what you said.
Yeah,
but
I know my wife deal with that. I know she don't. I know I'm known for, bro. If I'm trying to say something and you talking too, yep. You got it all. You already knew what I was going to say, and you responded. Boy, you got it all.
Hey, bro, and I used to be like it.
Yeah,
like I used to, and then I had to sit back and I had to be like, okay, well, maybe I need to listen first because I struggle with that too. But Shavonda act like if me and Shavonda having a conversation like that, she act like she the one with the bad memory. Cause she'll say, no, I just gotta say, cause you said this part right here. I just gotta tell you about this. And I'd be like, no, I don't want you to stop me right there. I want you to wait. But my wife, she say I'm a storyteller, so I gotta tell her everything that happened leading up to it.
So you can know though, that makes sense. I need to tell the whole story. So you would know why I felt the way I felt. Because if I leave out parts of the story, you might not know that the bear was in the woods. But I went in the woods later. Because then you're gonna ask me later, well, why you go in the woods? And you knew a bear was in there. See, I didn't get to tell you I knew the bear was in there because you already cut me off.
Oh,
but
man.
Man. It's great. It's great. It's great having a spouse, bro. I will be honest. It's great having a spouse that's totally different than you, so you can go through life together. Man. It's great having a spouse,
bro. I promise you, and she want to tell you, I be laughing at her all the time, bro. Like, cause I used to like get annoyed by, like, for instance, right? I'm somebody who don't like using the GPS. Like, I'm sorry, like. I'm very old school. My grandma taught me locations based on landmarks. She was like, if you ever get lost, look for something that you know what it is, and you should know where you at that point. And that's the way I was. We leaving Centers last night. And she say, you know what? It feel like you went the long way. And I was like, the nerve of you talking about somebody going the long way, you only go the way the GPS go. So how you gonna tell how you know what's the long way or not? You follow the GPS.
I ain't got nothing to say because I promise you, My wife would tell me, you don't know your left and right if you ain't got that GPS. And she is correct. My boy,
Man,
I use the GPS in Brandon. I don't care. I
yeah,
don't care. But I like to use it because, like you said, I can know, bro, I still use GPS sometimes to go to the gym in Jackson. I know how to get there. But from where I'm at, maybe they're going to take me a way that I can learn another way how to get there. But if that way, listen, if that way look anything like it's too long, I'm turning around. I'm going back the way I know. I'm going back the way I know.
bro. Like Shavonda tell me, I only use my GPS to know what time I'm gonna make it somewhere, and I be like, I'm gonna make it there when I get there. Like I don't gotta know what time I'm gonna get there when I get there.
Yes.
I don't want to know, but she's a
Yes.
planner and she gotta know that type of stuff. Like her
Yeah.
brain would not allow her to not know what's happening next.
That's me too. I'm a planner, and then one thing I don't like, and we'll stop here. One thing I don't like is being late, unless I'm the reason we late. Boy, that bothers me. That bothers me. And my wife will tell you, sometimes I done lied a few times. The show at 1. Babe, what time am I supposed to be there? About 12:30ish. Yeah. But I know my aggravation. I done got way better. And my wife has gotten a lot better with being ready and being on time. But boy, I'm an aggravated soul. And I seen a TikTok the other day when you just walking through the house giving messages, trying to make it seem like, hey, we running late on time, it's time to go. But you know not to say nothing, because if you say something, it's gonna turn into we ain't even going now. So that's the problem in this household. I don't say, man, my wife, we can probably have to be ready in the next 30 minutes. My wife would go take a shower. I be like, bruh, it is time to go in my mind. I don't say nothing out loud.
Nah, you ain't gonna say nothing.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
say
ain't gonna
nothing
say
out loud. Hey, but look, before you take us out, you gave a good question and thought last time. I seen a post the other day, and my thought process was, he said, if you're speaking, matter of fact, I don't want to get it wrong, and I liked it because it's funny, but it's not funny. He said, hold on, I'm almost done. You speaking on me and not knowing me for real makes you a fiction writer.
Ooh, give me that one again.
That man said, you speaking on me and not knowing me for real makes you a fiction writer.
Oh my God, Red, I got so many feelings when it comes to that. And the reason I got so many feelings when it comes to that is because I know that perception can absolutely can cause people so much misery. Because even if that person is a fiction writer, we allow fiction writers to make reality.
There it is.
And that is absolutely terrible. Yeah,
All
that's
right, well,
all.
y'all let us know what you think about that comment at the end.
Jesus,
and I'm definitely excited to see how y'all feel about it.
That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie. But shout out to the Sanders family. I'm getting the Shiloh and the Shador jersey. I can't wait to know exactly where they're gonna be sticking around, because I'm going to get me a jersey. And then shout out to Colorado, who had the most receivers taken in the NFL draft.
Yes.
Which is crazy when you're thinking about it, because he got the most receivers taken in the NFL draft, but who was throwing them the ball? Don't worry about it. Don't answer that. But anyway, y'all already know the one thing that we gonna do. We gonna keep it real, raw, and relevant. Thank you for today's episode of the Rated R Podcast.